The desert stretched, a silver sea. The moon, a cold eye, watched from above. Sand shimmered, endless and still. In the distance, a shape loomed, the Great Pyramid. Ancient, immense, a monolith under the stark moonlight. The night was silent, breathless, not even the whisper of wind disturbed the stillness. The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of ages past. The pyramid stood, a sentinel against the passage of time. A figure moved, small against the pyramid's bulk. Dr. Amara Misaleku, explorer and scholar. Years she had spent seeking this place, guided by crumbling texts and faded maps. Tonight she would touch the secrets of the ancients. A gust of wind, sudden and fierce, swept across the dunes. Sand swirled, an ephemeral dance. When it settled, a sight unseen for millennia was revealed. An opening in the pyramid's base, hidden by the shifting sands. The entrance yawned, dark and inviting. A shiver ran down Dr. Misaleku's spine. Excitement warred with apprehension. This was the culmination of her life's work, the moment of truth. With a deep breath, she stepped forward. Her torchlight pierced the gloom, revealing a narrow passage. The air within felt different. Stale, ancient. The scent of dust, sharp and pungent, filled her nostrils. The passage descended, twisting and turning deeper into the earth. The air grew thick with the dust of ages. Dr. Misaleku's footsteps echoed in the confined space, the only sound disturbing the silence. Her torch flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls. Hieroglyphs faded by time seemed to writhe and shift in the flickering light. Strange creatures, gods and monsters stared back at her from the darkness. Deeper she went, the weight of the pyramid pressing down upon her. The air grew heavy, difficult to breathe. A sense of oppression settled over her. It felt as though the very stones were watching her, judging her worthiness. A faint whisper seemed to emanate from the stone itself. A low, murmuring sound, barely audible. Dr. Misaleku paused, holding her breath, straining to listen. Was it her imagination, or was something else down here with her? The passage opened into a vast chamber. The air hung heavy, thick with the dust of millennia. Dr. Misaleku's torch sputtered, struggling against the oppressive gloom. She moved cautiously, her heart pounding in her chest. The walls were covered in hieroglyphs, vibrant and alive as if painted yesterday. They seemed to pulse with an inner light, a faint luminescence emanating from within. These were not mere carvings, Dr. Misaleku realized. They were something more, something powerful and ancient. In the center of the chamber lay a large rectangular stone. It rested upon the floor, as if awaiting a sacrifice. Dr. Misaleku approached, drawn to its cold, imposing presence. As she drew closer, the rhythmic hum grew louder. It seemed to vibrate through the air, resonating deep within her bones. A wave of dizziness washed over her. She stumbled, her hand reaching out to steady herself. Her fingers brushed against the surface of the stone. A jolt of energy, raw and powerful, surged through her. Dr. Misaleku cried out, ripping her hand back. The air crackled with unseen energy. The hieroglyphs on the walls flared, bathing the chamber in an eerie, otherworldly light. The humming reached a fever pitch, a deafening crescendo. The stone beneath her hand began to tremble. A low groan echoed through the chamber as if the very pyramid itself were awakening from a long slumber. Dr. Misaleku stumbled back, her heart pounding in her chest. The light faded. The humming subsided, replaced by an unnerving silence. She stood there, alone in the echoing darkness. What had she awakened? The silence stretched, broken only by the sound of her own ragged breathing. The air felt charged, alive with unseen energy. Dr. Misaleku took a step back, then another. It was time to leave. Whatever secrets this chamber held, they were not meant for her eyes.